Channel, welcome to a new video. If this is your first time here, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you're back again, thank you so much. Anyway, so first of all, let's talk about these earrings. They're so cute. So I'm sorry it's been a while, a long while. So anyway, life update, and then today I wanted to talk about things I wish someone told me when I was joining med school or when I was in my preclinical years. So the last time we spoke was way before July. I think it's been about 6 months. I had my end of year exams. I finished. I passed. So now I'm in third year. Yay! 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 So first of all, the first thing I wish someone told me when I was joining first year is it's different from high school. Totally different. I know if you're probably joining med school, that means you were used to being among the top students in your class in form 4. Ulikuwa umezoea sijui position 1, position 2, you used to getting A's and all that. So when you come to medical school, you think automatically, as in they're telling you a pass mark of 50%, you're like, you know what, I'll get 90. It's not a bad mentality. I mean, yeah, it will help you work hard, but I wish someone told me it's not high school. You won't get A's, you won't get 90s immediately. Some subjects will, excuse my language, fuck you over. I really wish someone told me that you can get even less than 50s. I know 50 seems like such a low pass mark. You're joining and you're wondering, how can they tell doctors to get 50s? Like, so when you get 80 or 90, some I just want you to let you know that sometimes even getting that 45% is going to be hard. And they don't want you to get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. Yeah, the days you'll feel like crying forever, or you'll feel like I can't do this. I'm sure we've all had those days. And maybe it gets worse in future. I don't know if it gets worse. What I want to tell you is don't give up. If this is truly your dream, so what if you're not getting a 90? What if right now you're even struggling to get that 50? It doesn't mean that this wasn't meant to be. It just means you need to work a little harder and you will get there. Trust me, you will. Okay, so another thing I wish someone told me is that you don't go to group discussions to discuss notes. And it sounds basic, as in most people go to group discussions to discuss questions, right? But my first time joining medical school, when we formed our group discussion for our end of year exam, we actually were discussing notes, which when I got to second year, okay, I saw like it wasn't as good as discussing questions. So I wish someone told me that the key thing is questions, because questions help you think. The concept will always be the same that's tested. It's going to be the same, but it will be phrased in different ways. So when you go through different questions, it helps you think better. Like it helps broaden your mind in terms of thinking. So another thing I wish someone told me is that group discussions are better off if they're discussing questions than notes. See, I don't know if that makes sense. So another thing is that for me personally, group discussions really work. Some people are okay reading on their own the whole time and all that, and I respect that. At the end of the day, you have to know what study method actually works for you, because at the end of the day, you're the one who knows yourself. You know if you're a night owl and you know if you're a morning bird. You know if you're better off discussing or if you're better off reading on your own the whole time. But for me personally, I have to do both. Like I have to read and then go to a group discussion, because at the same time there's no point to go for a group discussion when what you haven't read what you need to discuss. It won't be a discussion, it will be other people telling you. So during first year, there's a time I went for a group discussion and I hadn't read on what people were discussing, or rather I had read on top, like nilikuwa nimesomea juu, so I really hadn't gotten the concept that well. I won't forget, it was histology. So the people I went to the group discussion with really read. So at that point I really felt bad, because I felt like they were smarter than me. They could get a hang of medical school and I couldn't. But I realized what I have to do is that I have to read, so that when I go there, I'm confident enough to actually give my views, to discuss something with someone else. So I think group discussions work. You should try them. Maybe a small group, not too big, about 3 people. And then another thing you have to be careful about is at times group discussion turn into storytelling motion sessions. Yes, it happens. So what we did for my group discussion, we are usually 4, 2 guys, 2 ladies, and we have fines. If you give a story and it's not story time, we'll listen to the story, we will laugh, but we will fine you. If you're late, we fine you. Maybe that won't work for you, but it works for us because people love money. In university, every coin matters, every single coin. Okay, another thing I wish someone told me is that going through past papers is really important, especially if you're trying. Okay, don't last minute. Do not last minute. Even I have last minuted, and I find it better when I don't. It makes my exam easier. If possible, just read earlier than waiting for the last possible second to go through all those notes if it is possible. Because at the last minute, you want to go through past papers, you want to go through questions. At the same time, you remember you haven't finished some notes that you wanted to read. You're still in topic 3 out of 6. The exam is tomorrow morning, or your cut is tomorrow morning. So what I'd advise you to do is, at the last minute, make sure you've gone through your notes. Even if not twice, go through them once. Because when you're going through questions, you'll find yourself going back to your notes. Questions really, really help. They do help. Go ask your seniors. You've entered first year right now. Look for all those people who are in first year last year. Like someone who's joining first year in MKU today. If you find me someone walking by, you can borrow me my papers. No one borrowed me my papers last year, but I went ahead and borrowed someone's paper for second year. And now I'm in third year, so I'm going to look for someone to borrow their papers from, because you need to go through questions. Something else, this holiday, when I finished my NV exams, so I was done in second year, now I just go to third year, I had a 2-month holiday. So for my 2-month holiday, I volunteered at a local hospital. My biggest fear in volunteering was, what if they realize I don't know anything? You get to first year and then suddenly in deck all your relatives are like, hey, my leg is aching, or my joints are aching, and you're like, gosh, I don't know anything. All I know is anatomy, all I know is physiology, and all I know is biochemistry, and probably HIV and AIDS and any other common unit. So my biggest fear in volunteering is, what if those nurses and doctors actually realize I know nothing? What I didn't know is that they're usually willing to teach you, because okay, personally, the public hospital I went to, it's not that big, it's really tiny. It's called Dangata Hospital. Most of the time they have a lot of people because it's free. Every service is free, completely free, everything. So they have a lot of people and they are few, meaning they're willing to teach me so that I can help the queue move faster, which I don't mind. Yeah, they'll ask you questions here and there, of course. If someone comes with an anemia, they're like, so remind me the causes of anemia, all this. But it also helps you read, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be seen like you don't know anything. And it also teaches you some basic skills. They won't go and it's your first day and then they tell you go do a brain surgery. Obviously, they won't. They'll teach you basic things like taking BP and all that. And you learn a lot from interacting with people one by one than when you're just seated at home waiting for your holiday to end. I would really advise you to volunteer. I felt like I really, really learned a lot, also in terms of people interaction. Because at the end of the day, you'll be treating humans, not animals, or okay, unless you're dealing with the dead like pathologist, most of the time you will have a one-on-one interaction with people who will be suffering and crying and bringing drama and all sorts of things. So I think volunteering is really an important concept. You don't have to volunteer even during your long holiday. There are times when we're in school session, you find people who come in and they send that a medical camp, volunteers needed. You can volunteer for such things. My first ever volunteer, I was in first year. I went to, I think it was in Don Bosco. I think Don Bosco was my first volunteer ever. And we had just learned in physiology how to do random blood sugar. And then that weekend, that's what we were doing in the medical camp. And I felt really nice because I knew something. And when you're there, of course, they're willing to teach you. And you have to be proactive. You have to ask. Because at first, when I went to the volunteer, they were just like, oh, you're in first year. Okay, just give people registration numbers. And then, I'm like, okay, can I try that? You need to ask. You need to be confident. You need to want to try. No matter how much your heart is beating so fast, and you're like, hi, just calm down, breathe in, believe in yourself. If you really want to learn, if you really, really have a passion for this, just go ahead and ask. The worst that they can do is tell you no. And if they tell you no, ask again and again and again. Because at the end of the day, I believe you can do it, so you should believe you can do it. Personally, I really believe in myself. Another thing I wish someone told me when I was joining my clinical years, or my preclinical years, I'm really jumping. I wish someone tells me something about my clinical years. So another thing I wish someone told me about my preclinical years is that it's not all work without games. At times you're going to have a bad day and you need to find a way to unwind. So what I did is that I joined a club. It's called Rotaract Club. It helps people, like we help the poor and at the same time improve ourselves. And meetings are usually once a week on Thursday. I didn't go for every week, but I went for most weeks, and I went for like 1 or 2 sessions, which are just helping out in the community. What I'm trying to say at the end of the day is you're not always going to be reading. At some point, you'll feel overwhelmed and like you want to do something else to breathe. You need to find something that works for you, a breather that works for you. For example, this semester I'm taking swimming as my breather, and I am totally excited for it. But at the same time, don't play too hard and forget to read. You're still here to read. You're still going to school to read and to work hard and to become a doctor. I'm hoping everyone watching this wants to become a doctor or to be just in any health field. You, at the end of the day, you have to work hard to get to your future. So you can join something that won't engage all your time, but it will help you relax and wind. Probably something you love, like what I love doing. I love, okay, I don't love swimming, I've just started it, but I hope I love it. I think that's it. So next time I'll try to do what I wish someone told me in my preclinical years with a few friends, so you can also get their opinions. And then yeah, I didn't want this to be such a long video. So thank you so much for watching. I sincerely hope I will have a new video soon. And please don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and please leave a comment. If you know what to expect in third year, I'm in third year, just leave me a comment so that I can also know what to expect. And don't discourage me. Don't start telling me, oh, life will be hard, and by the time you're in seventh year, okay, there's no seventh year, but by the time you're in fourth year, you won't ever have time to vlog and whatever. You can tell me that, but positivity is the key. Please, let's be positive. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.